There's something beautiful about watching the sunrise from your porch with a cup of tea in hand. Those quiet morning moments when the world is just waking up. But lately, maybe you've noticed something. Getting up from that favorite chair takes just a little more effort than it used to. Or perhaps you've had to pause halfway up the stairs to catch your breath. And here's what I want you to know right from the start. You're not imagining it, and you're certainly not alone. I hear from so many people in their 60s, 70s, and beyond who tell me the same thing. They say, I used to be able to do all my gardening in one afternoon. Now I need to spread it across 3 days. Or, I don't understand why carrying the groceries feels so much harder. There's often this quiet frustration, a feeling of, why is my body betraying me? But here's the thing I've learned after years of talking with doctors, physical therapists, and people just like you. Your body isn't betraying you at all. It's actually doing exactly what bodies do as we live longer, fuller lives. And more importantly, once we understand what's happening, we can work with our bodies instead of fighting against them. So today, I want to walk you through something important. We're going to talk about why our bodies feel weaker as we move past 60, and I promise to explain it in a way that makes sense. No complicated medical terms, no doom and gloom, just honest, helpful information that might actually change how you feel about what you're experiencing. The truth is, feeling physically weaker after 60 is one of the most common experiences people have. And there are real, understandable reasons why this happens. It's not about giving up or accepting limitation. It's about understanding what's changed so you can make choices that help you feel stronger and more capable. Because here's what matters most. When you know why something is happening, you stop feeling helpless. You start to see what you can actually do about it. And I want to be clear, we're not talking about serious illness here. We're talking about the natural shifts that happen in our bodies over time. The kind of changes that affect nearly everyone, and the kind we can absolutely respond to. So let's explore this together. I'm going to share 5 main reasons why your body might feel weaker than it used to. The first thing that happens is something called muscle loss. Now, don't let that phrase scare you. What it simply means is this. As we get older, our bodies naturally hold on to less muscle than they did when we were younger. Think about it like this. When you were 30 or 40, your body was like a garden that grew muscle easily. Even if you weren't exercising much, your body kept that muscle around. But after 50, and especially after 60, our bodies become a bit more selective. If we're not using certain muscles regularly, the body says, well, we don't seem to need this anymore, and gradually reduces them. On average, people can lose about 3 to 8% of their muscle mass each decade after 30, and this naturally speeds up a bit after 60. Now, why does this matter? Well, muscles aren't just for athletes or bodybuilders. Muscles are what help you stand up, walk, lift things, keep your balance, and yes, climb those stairs. When we have less muscle, everyday activities require more effort. It's like trying to move furniture with fewer people to help. But here's the encouraging part, and I want you to really hear this. Muscle loss is not a one-way street. Even in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, your body can still build and maintain muscle. It just needs a little more intention. Gentle strength exercises, even just using your own body weight, can make a real difference. Now, muscle loss is one piece of the puzzle, but there's something else happening with the energy levels that might surprise you. Point 2. Energy production changes. The second reason has to do with energy, specifically how your body creates it. Inside every cell in your body, there are these tiny powerhouses that create energy. Think of them like little batteries that keep everything running. As we age, these batteries don't recharge quite as quickly as they used to. This doesn't mean you're broken. It just means your body processes energy a bit differently now. It's similar to how a well-loved car might need a bit more time to warm up on a cold morning. What this looks like in real life is feeling tired more quickly. Maybe you notice that after a busy morning, you genuinely need a rest in the afternoon, or perhaps you can't quite do as many activities in one day as you used to without feeling drained. And do you know what? That's your body giving you important information. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. Your body is telling you it needs different pacing now. The good news is that there are gentle ways to support your energy. Eating regular, nourishing meals throughout the day helps. Staying hydrated makes a bigger difference than most people realize. And believe it or not, light movement, even a short walk, can actually help your energy levels rather than drain them. But energy and muscle are only part of the story. There's also something happening with how your body stays balanced and steady. Point 3. Balance and joint changes. The third thing that happens involves your joints and your sense of balance. Our joints, those places where our bones meet, like knees, hips, and shoulders, have cushioning between them. Over many years of faithful service, that cushioning naturally wears down a little bit. This can make movement feel stiffer or sometimes a bit uncomfortable. At the same time, the parts of our body that help us balance, our inner ear, our vision, and the nerves in our feet that sense the ground, don't communicate quite as quickly as they used to. Now, what does this mean in everyday life? Well, you might feel less steady on uneven ground. Getting up quickly might make you feel a bit dizzy for a moment. You might hold on to the railing more often when going downstairs. And that's not being overly cautious, that's being smart. Here's something important. When your joints feel stiff and your balance feels less certain, it's natural to move less. But here's the gentle truth. Moving less actually makes both of these things feel worse over time. The solution isn't to push through pain or force yourself into difficult exercises. It's about finding gentle, regular movement that keeps your joints mobile and your balance practiced. Even simple things like standing on one foot while holding the counter or doing gentle stretches in the morning send a message to your body that says, we still need these abilities. Now, these physical changes are important to understand. But there's something else that affects how strong we feel, and it's not physical at all. Point 4. Activity levels and confidence. The fourth reason might be the most overlooked. We often simply move less than we used to. And this isn't about laziness, not at all. It's about life changes. Maybe you retired, so you're not walking through the office or up and down stairs at work anymore. Maybe your children and grandchildren live far away, so you're not chasing little ones around. Perhaps some activities became uncomfortable, so you gradually stopped doing them. Each of these changes makes perfect sense on its own, but together they mean our bodies aren't being asked to do as much. And our bodies are incredibly efficient. They adjust to what we ask of them. There's also something psychological that happens. When we notice weakness, we sometimes become more cautious. We start avoiding activities that feel hard. And again, this makes sense. We don't want to fall or hurt ourselves. But sometimes, without meaning to, we can avoid so much that we lose even more strength and confidence. This can become a cycle. We feel weak, so we do less. We do less, so we feel weaker, and our confidence drops along the way. But cycles can be broken, and they can be broken gently. The answer isn't to suddenly start running marathons. It's to find small, comfortable ways to ask a little more of your body each day. Maybe it's walking to the mailbox twice instead of once. Maybe it's standing up during commercials. Small steps, but they matter. There's one more piece to this puzzle, and it's something that affects almost everything else. Point 5. Nutrition and hydration. The fifth reason our bodies feel weaker has to do with what we're giving them to work with, our nutrition and hydration. As we age, something interesting happens. We often feel less hungry and less thirsty. Our taste might change. Food that used to excite us might seem less appealing, and without realizing it, we might be eating less protein, fewer vegetables, and drinking less water than our bodies actually need. Here's why this matters. Your body needs protein to maintain muscle. It needs various nutrients to create energy, and it needs water for absolutely everything: your joints, your digestion, your blood flow, even your ability to think clearly. When we're not getting enough of these things, we feel it. We feel it as weakness, as fatigue, as stiffness, but we often don't connect the dots. The beautiful thing is, this is one of the most controllable factors. You don't need a fancy diet or expensive supplements. You just need to be a bit more intentional. Having a glass of water with each meal, adding an egg or some chicken to your lunch, keeping easy, nutritious snacks nearby. Sometimes we feel weak not because our bodies are failing us, but simply because we're not fueling them properly. It's like expecting your car to run smoothly when the tank is nearly empty. So there you have it. 5 real, understandable reasons why your body might feel weaker after 60. Natural muscle loss, changes in energy production, shifts in balance and joint comfort, reduced activity levels, and nutrition gaps. And here's what I want you to take away from all of this. Feeling weaker doesn't mean you're falling apart. It means your body is changing, and change is something we can work with. You have more control than you might think. Small, consistent actions, gentle movement, good nutrition, staying hydrated, asking your body to stay active in comfortable ways, these things genuinely make a difference. This isn't about turning the clock back or denying that aging happens. It's about understanding what's happening and responding with kindness and wisdom. Your body has carried you through decades of life. It deserves that kindness now. Start where you are, be patient with yourself, and remember, every small step forward is a victory worth celebrating. If this information was helpful to you, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. And if you know someone who might benefit from hearing this, please share it with them. We're all in this together. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Take good care of yourself.